Press the bell icon on our YouTube app and never miss another video from SpotboyE.
Welcome to SpotboyE, Aishwarya. I am not going to introduce you. It will be really childish for me to say, meet so and so.
My
you
pleasure.
so much. Thank you once again.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Aishwarya, we start with Fanney Khan. It's just a few hours away as I meet you here. What made you take up this film?
Well, firstly, it's a few hours away from me seeing it too, because I'm going to be seeing it this evening for the first time. But having said that, I'm sure it's going to be a film I'm going to enjoy viewing, because it was all in the writing. It was there right from the outset. It's a lovely feel-good idea. It's a lovely story. It's a slice of life. It's emotional. It's relatable, I think, to everybody. And it really gives you an insight into showing that everybody is human, everybody is amazing, everybody has areas of maybe self-doubt or feeling a bit uncertain in life. And then again, you know, when you have the light from within shine, you can just go out there and enjoy the gift of life. And when I recognized that that's the soul of the film, I was more than happy to come on board. If you say exactly how it started, it was simultaneously Rakesh Mehra and Bharti, who obviously I've known from the very start of my modeling career. I'd done one of my initial ads with them. And then on, they've gone on to become like family friends as well, once I got married to Abhishek as well. So I've known them for the longest time. So they approached me with the idea, as did Prerna. And I was, the moment I heard it out, I almost immediately said I was happy to come on board. And they were like, "You sure?" Because, you know, it's not, it's obviously not a big role in terms of the length of time, screen time. But yet again, I shared with them that I said, "You all know, I've like, you know, I think I've made it quite obvious that I'm just, I'm happy to be part of a story being told." And I've proved that umpteen number of times in my career. I started it with Iruvar. So, and I've done that intermittently. And even my last outing, Ae Dil Hai Mushkil, quite proved that I've never been as an actor one to have any insecurities about what is the length of the part or how much is written in or whatever. As long as I know I'm a contributing character to the narrative and I enjoy the whole story being told. And as an actor, I'd be happy to be part of the story being told. I'm on board. And Anil ji was already cast, and the moment I heard that, I said he is funny. Adhir's character, essayed by Raj, was Raj was on my kind of wish list, and I'm so glad when he said yes, because it's like, you know, we could see it all come together almost perfectly. And then Anil told me Divya is going to be playing his wife, and Pihu was already on, and I said this. We all felt it just felt right, like Anil sir put it in an interview yesterday, saying that it just felt it ticked off all these boxes, you know, all the right people coming together. And Atul gave us a wonderful vibe. It is his first film. He's worked with Rakesh for the longest time. He's been doing really well in advertising. And just him, his temperament is so endearing. And he seems really nice. So I kind of believed that niceness is going to come together, and they got a great ensemble cast for the other characters, and we just said, yeah, this is going to feel like a pleasant journey to be on, and that's how we've all come together.
To you, Rajkumar opposite you, and you know there have been cases umpteen, we'll not name them, where heroines have said that hero is opposite me is junior.
But I've never been one to conduct my career like that. I think very obviously. I've never been one to say, all right, is the hero cast, and then I'm like on board. You've seen that. So I've never done that throughout my career. So, and it's great talent here. You're working with a great, you know, multi-talented group of people, and it's great to work like that. I've done that time and time and again. I mean, you know, even with that meant Jazba, doing Sarbjeet, Ae Dil, now, you know, Fanney. It's been fun.
Was the premise, there are two things here in this movie, which was the first one, the the struggle for the girl to become a singer, the aspirations she chases. I mean, you chased your dreams along the way, and you achieved them. Was that one? And was body shaming the other? The two strong points of the movie that attracted you to the role?
No, you rightly put it. Also, for me, well, these two strong aspects of the film, of course, were very drawing, because I felt that that is the important conversation that needs to come out from viewing this film. Look, the film isn't preachy. It's a really sweet, almost funny, it's comical at times.
Yeah.
And it's put in that nice, I'm not saying light-hearted, but in that very wonderful manner in which the narrative unfolds. But yes, the conversation, I'm sure, and I would believe families, friends, individuals would probably even introspect, if you're not talking out, come out, and everybody will relate to these aspects, both that you just mentioned. And I thought that's important dialogue, and I wanted to be part of the group of people, that is us, the team of Fanney Khan, who is kind of encouraging this conversation and dialogue out there amongst the audience and society. One is, of course, if you're discussing aspiration, and I am playing that a rock star in the film, like a music star, pop star, rock star, whatever you want to call it, a singing star. And so what you're discussing here is stardom. And as people on the public platform or in whatever vein of stardom, which could be anything, an achiever in a viewer's mind, or someone you look up to, or you want to follow someone's story, you can't dehumanize them. They're human as you.
Yeah.
And you get an insight into that in her chapter as well, in Baby Singh's chapter in the film, that you do recognize that she has her own story as well. She has her own experiences as well, probably with showbiz or whatever. It is an aspect of life that she has had to encounter. So it's not all fairy tale and rose tinted. There's possibly sometimes people who, when they have to struggle a lot more in life, look at very kind of sarcastically at people who have achieved. They tend to think that, yeah, you just had it and you have no idea about struggle, but that's not necessarily true. And also, do not ever forget for a minute that you need to work hard and be prepared for the hard work that goes with fame. Because, sometimes, Vicky, and it's so interesting, actually, I'm having this dialogue with you, I've not had it in this way with others, is today, I think it's becoming more and more apparent with the way social media has exploded. It has displayed people's, we almost need to be famous. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody enjoys their little, time in the spotlight. Everybody is focusing on the number of likes for every picture. Everybody wants, and if you speak to a lot of kids out there, I mean, and I'm saying just general speak, of course there are many aspirational to go out there and have all kinds of different career choices, and there are more and more varied ones to take. But there are also many who would want to be part of showbiz to just get famous, and it's seemingly a more luxurious life, it's larger pay packets. And people want to embrace that really, really quickly, because it's access to lifestyle and it's fame. And sometimes that can be alarming when you see how many kids out there just kind of want to do that, and sometimes put away opportunities that are right there. And I'm not saying don't pursue this, but don't throw away what you have. At least prepare yourself completely for that possible career, which could be career option 1 or career option 2. But complete the process of preparation and get that qualification if you have the capability. Don't throw that aside. But many do that, and many are doing that, and that is alarming.
They are excited by putting their own pictures and getting the likes. Yeah.
No. And they're interested in the opportunity of getting famous, and they want to be part of showbiz for fame and money. But you should enjoy the craft.
Yeah.
You should want to be a part of this craft for that aspect, and you should be willing to work as hard for that aspect. And there's a lot of all that. It isn't just this. So that's an important insight to have.
वो तो कर ही नहीं रहे हैं, because according to me that's one of the reasons there's so much of mediocrity.
But that is something that's very important. And also, on the other hand, if you're discussing body shaming through this film, it's a question of self-esteem, sense of self and sense of self-worth. A lot of people tend to cultivate that based on another's opinion, which also in a way is happening when you're constantly worried about the likes and so on and so forth, and opinion and comments. Opinions are going to exist. There's no running away from that. We're not saying that has to cease to exist. It can't. That's a way of life, and the more access you have to it, that beast is staring you in the face. But you cannot make that your fulcrum of existence. You cannot make that the axis of your world. And that's happening more and more, and that's a very scary disease to have, because people cannot base their self-worth on that, and self-esteem, capability, sense of self will emanate from within. And when you find that, it's very liberating, it's very strengthening. And then it has nothing to do with myopically just your body, your shape, your size, your color, your accent, your dress sense, or any of that. You know, you have to be able to be your best friend and be connected to be able to find that.
But doesn't the disease lie on the other side also? See the number of trolls. I mean, if there are 2 trolls, there are 200.
That's unfortunate. Yes, it is unfortunate, and it's unfortunate
why is this
that
happening? Why have we become like that?
It's just become accessible, Vicky. The point is, at the end of the day, I think people. I mean, look, we can't even assess or gauge or understand where that is coming from. I mean, how do you have the time?
Yeah,
how do you have the time to actually be sitting and doing that in life? I mean, you know, one, how do you have the
time inclination?
The inclination to actually like get off on sitting and putting someone else down. I mean, how can that make you feel good? You know, but at the end of the day, we can't sit and bang our heads about trying to analyze that mindset. You know, God help themselves, let them help themselves. But what you can help is by kind of not giving that kind of importance, or making that any kind of not depending on that for your sense of self.
But do you think we've become very aggressive, very abusive, and just for the heck of it on those trolls? Why have we become like that? What has changed?
Access. I feel it's just access. The more and more platforms have come to be, there's that much more access to that kind of stuff. So it's your choice, no? If you feel it's disturbing you, then you have to, I guess, shut yourself away from it.
You had a certain slight rough time during when you put on weight, when you had your brush with.
No, but honestly, I think I have developed the ability way before to not let that really define me or upset me or get to me. In fact, I started smiling and saying how wonderful. I think I'm fortunate. Because it's not in my hands. See, none of us, it's not in our hands how we are born, looking or being, okay? So none of this we have a hand in. What we can really do is who we become as people. That's something we can initially, obviously it's all the influencing forces in our life. And that could be family, that could be school, friends, upbringing, surrounding, environment, whatever be the factors. Thereafter, it's your own experience of life itself, and whatever you have managed to gain in on your own experiences to fashion who you are, how you think. So that's all we can mold. That's something we can have a hand in. None of us can predict and tell what could happen with us where the exterior is concerned, and it is all transient. Including, say, motherhood. You know, some could go through motherhood with not the slightest change hormonally or physically, and some could go with huge. I mean, even till date, some of you tell me, "Oh yeah, right, you don't work out." I'm like, no, thankfully, it started dropping off. I've been very, very active, but it started dropping off. And many say, "But you know, that didn't happen with us." So yes, but you can't.
Also be active,
but it's just, look, we can't have a hand in all this. But what we can have, what we can do something about is our approach. is our sense of self, is our self-esteem, is our self-confidence, and finding our own the strength in our own capabilities. So be connected with who you are, because like I keep saying, that is so liberating. It keeps you so positive, and once you start radiating that positivity forth, there's actually no stopping
I
you.
like the way Abhishek is a champ and coming back at the truths.
Yeah, he does what he has to do or what he feels like doing. And it's each to their own. There are times when he's been silent for years, or when he makes his choices to be silent.
Yeah.
And once in a while, if he feels like engaging, he does that. But I think it's you cannot say that he will, you cannot say that he won't. I think it's a matter of at the time.
One more thing is coming with this along with social media is the paparazzi hounding, and especially when you have a kid and the cameras come very close, which is a new phenomena. They come really, really close. Do you enjoy that, or do you? I mean,
It's
I
not
don't
about
think
enjoying.
you do, but
I mean, no, but it's you instruct at the time. I mean, I react. I know the pictures will probably always look, I mean, people will say ridiculous things like you've got your arm around your kid, and they want to kind of judge that. But come on, I know that's going to be said. Are you seeing me do different because so that you don't say that about me? You know what I'm saying? Because some people, like my arm is around Aaradhya, it'll be like, oh, the mother is really clingy. But I'm like...
But the worst was when they said you're kissing your daughter and they started trolling you.
So, but see, people will have an opinion. That's not changing what I'm doing, how I'm taking care of my daughter in a public space. I'll put my arm around. I don't even, luckily, I think, I hear things jab kahani thodi purani ho jati hai. Like, because I'm not directly on social media, so on the day, I'm not obsessive. I'm not sitting and reading all the time. So maybe I'll hear it a couple of days later. And by then, it's already brushed aside. You've kind of moved on.
Heartwarming to hear that.
So I don't let it kind of, like I said, define me. And I'm not doing anything to change that either. If there are people jumping over each other, or if I see people tripping, falling, sometimes, they don't mean it, but when photographers are walking backwards, they're sitting and bumping into other passengers or other people, those guys are falling, they're shouting, and that can get chaotic. But at the same time, I'll be protective to Aaradhya the way I would be as a mother. At the same time, I am empathetic towards the others who are being made uncomfortable. And then again, I'm not saying I'm all for paparazzi culture, but I do feel bad for these guys because they're all doing their job because they have to. They have to try and get that picture. It's their livelihood. So, you've seen these faces, you know them, they even say it. So it's a mix of everything. So I'm like, okay, these guys will do it. They have to do it. So they will do it. And what I can do is apologize to the others. And if I can see them bumping, I will say, excuse me, watch your step. You cannot be inconsiderate. To regular people who have nothing to do with this little hub of drama walking, say, from one space to another. So at that point, I'm not thinking I'm being photographed, my expression, my, what the video guy is catching. I will say what I have to say. I keep it real. And if it means taking care of my daughter, I will. Even if you're seeing my arm around my daughter's shoulder, or I'm holding her at any point in time, judge it. My daughter, I love her. I'll be protective, or I'll be loving, or I will embrace her. It's my daughter and my life. Yeah. We know we're being watched. We know the photograph is out there for judgment. So if I wanted to be artificial, as you were saying, agar artificial rehna hi tha, to I wouldn't do it. But I really am not going to play into that word.
What's next after Fanney Khan?
Well, at this point, as always, every time you meet me, I think I don't end up announcing anything per se, but I know that the talk of Gulab Jamun definitely has come to fore. I think because it's also from the same group of producers that Abhishek's next movie, Man Marzia, is it's coming from. So yes, that is a script we have agreed to do. And I think the scheduling has yet got to be planned, and I guess once that's all set, you guys will know for sure when it's rolling. But yeah, we have definitely agreed on the idea.
You've always spoken about a Bhansali film towards the concluding part of the interview. He has so many scripts for you. He keeps telling you.
I know.
When are you going to say yes after 2010?
No, it's not that. I mean, I would have said Bajirao Mastani was supposed to do. Like, we laugh. He didn't get the Bajirao for me. He didn't get the, he didn't get the Khilji for me. He wanted me to do Padmavati. He didn't get the Khilji for me. at the casting time. So that's how it didn't happen. So it's not that, I mean,
But you
we'd
could have
love
done,
to
but you
work
could have done it
together.
when it happened.
Huh?
You could have done it when it happened.
I think, no, he did the person he saw to play Khilji with me playing Padmavati did not happen. So then I think a director would need to see the casting a certain way. So if that's not happening, then, you know, that film doesn't, that's what I said about casting. Sometimes it doesn't come together.
Yeah.
So the intention is there to work together, but it didn't happen together. So let's hope up ahead. I mean, we both love working with each other. So let's see whenever it's meant to be.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya.
Pleasure.
Thank you for being on SpotboyE. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure. Thank you.